Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
We're here with Vid, and we got a pretty special little video for you guys. I know a lot of you are familiar with the VESC and the DIY one wheel that's going on. It's more popularly known, but this is Vid, and he's here from Slovenia, right?
Yes.
And he built his own completely custom one wheel, and we just want him to kind of tell you a little bit about him and a little bit about his wheel, and that's what's going to go down. So tell him who you are, where you're from, how old you are, and I guess how long this took you.
I'm Vid, I'm from Slovenia, Europe. I'm 31 right now. I'm a kind of mechatronics engineer, and I build custom stuff that I like. So yeah, I found about one-wheeling on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of it, but I want to build my own. So it's like a personal challenge. So it took me a few months to design this one. There was a lot of help from the one-wheel community about VESC. That was kind of the beginning, and now I'm just going on.
Solid. Well, let's cruise, go to Southside. We can tell a little bit more of that story again. So we got another location. We got dogs. Yeah. VXwheel. So I was on a VESC just the other day, so I can kind of remember what that feels like compared to this. And they're all tuned a little different. He's got his tuned his way, and the VESC was tuned its way. But this thing, as far as like size, power, butteriness, it actually feels really sweet. It's more comparable to the size of a pint, but it looks like it's a little bit longer. And I enjoy it. It's still like with the bumps and the bollies, that's like the hardest thing to program for. But as far as like butteriness and cruisiness, I would happily cruise around on this thing for days. Do a little screen in it.
Has a small battery display, so you can check the status out very fast.
Power buttons up in the handle.
Yeah,
that's slick.
No, that's one's for turning on and off the lights.
Oh, that's just the lights.
Main power button is out there.
Baller. And these lights actually are headlights.
Just right in the dark. You switch them off.
That's sick. Yeah, here's a look at it. You got your rails, power button, charge port. Wooden foot pads. You said this is the float motor?
Yeah, this is the float motor.
So this is the float motor from whatever they're called. Super sweet, solid build quality. It's like a cooler V1.
Yeah, it's basically all aluminum made except for the 3D printed bumpers, wooden foot pads and some small internal parts. Yeah, so I never had a chance to try one wheel, just saw them on YouTube and stuff, and I wanted to have one, but then on the other hand I decided I'm gonna build my own, and basically the fun part was trying to learn how to ride it at the same time as figuring out if this thing actually even works. Because, you know, I didn't know how this is supposed to work and I didn't know how to ride it, so that was the fun part of it. So yeah, the main thing why I decided to build my own was because I wanted to have it legal to fly. Because there's nothing going on with one wheels in my country and you can't fly with a stock one, basically. So I decided I'm gonna do my own splittable battery design that's legal to fly. Since I'm dealing with batteries for years, this was not a big deal for me, and this is how it all started, by the plan of splittable battery, and basically all of the design was around the splittable battery project. So I actually made the battery first and designed all the other parts second around it.
Yo Sam, let's do like interview style over here.
Deal. What you got to say, bro?
What do I got to say?
Yeah, about life.
Life is beautiful, life is wonderful. The dark is there for a reason. Accept it, love it, learn from it, and come back up to the top and spread the love, baby.
Life is better if you're standing on a one wheel.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I'm
what I was
standing
trying
on
to
it
say.
right now.
Especially if it's custom built.
Yeah, for sure. This is custom GT.
Sick, dude. I think my favorite part is that you were learning how to ride as you were building the board. Like,
Yeah.
That's such a fun thing to imagine. Like, most of us get a one wheel and then we learn to ride it, and then certain people are like, you know what, I want to make my own. But the fact that you were figuring that out as you went was so sick. Something I'm curious about, if somebody wanted this, can they get this right now? Is there a way that people could have one of these VX wheels?
Yeah, sure, there are files online, free to download, all of the YouTube videos, how to make it, how to assemble it, everything's free to take, you know.
Sick.
This is an open source project. I was not able to do it without an open source controller. This one uses a CFOC2. So it's not only my work inside, it's other people's open source projects inside. So this is, let's say, the cheapest you can get VESC controller hardware-wise. It's limited to 12S lithium battery, about 50 volts, while newer versions of VESC are usually 84 volts, and that one is going to be in my new design. So that one is called Little Fokker 3, and this is the most common one right now.
Okay.
So this build is kind of cheap in compared to what VESC is right now. You can get a lot of performance for a cheap component price. While the new version with the Little Fokker and a bigger battery is going to cost you more, but it's even more powerful. You always have to choose if you want to do a cheap board or a high performance board. This is something in between, but you get a lot of it from the cheap components that it uses. Best socks.
That's contrasty. There we go.
So after this conversation, I thought this wasn't a VESC. I thought you made your own controller from scratch. So this is still a VESC.
Yeah, sure,
but
this is still a VESC.
it's not VESC how a lot of people are doing it with the one-wheel platform, taking the Future Motion one-wheel rails and the Future Motion motor, and I think they're building typically their own battery boxes and controller boxes and customizing, versus this is just a much more customized VESC.
This is hardware-wise from the board is more customized.
You did the foot pads?
Yes.
You did the
Footpads,
rails?
Sensors, rails.
He did the foot pads, rails, sensors, bumpers.
Actually everything except the motor and some VESC and BMS and controllers inside.
Sick.
But
So it's cool, man. It shows you what you can do with some knowledge, some help from the community, and some freaking hardware and software. You can make your own one wheel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's vid. This is a sick-ass board. And now we're going to go ride around a little bit and then he's gonna catch a train, and I'm gonna go do some editing. So we're stoked. If you want to build one of these for yourself, hit up vid. We'll have whatever we need to be linked below. And yeah, carry on. Much love, and we're gonna rip.
Float on.
Float on, my friend.
This is V2. I have a V1 at home that uses a front wheel motor, and there's gonna be a version 3 coming out with all of the files available. That's gonna be compatible with an XR hub and XR rails, and you will be able to use all of the aftermarket, the float life parts, and it's gonna be sick.
V3 coming soon.
Just do it, just don't do it too hard. Max did a few, and you know Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried it.
What did he say?
He liked it, but his VESC is more customized toward being similar to VXwheel. And for trails, well, this one is not the best for trails, but
Yeah,
we did trails with it, and it handled okay. It's just not the best.
Yeah, you
It
just
can
gotta
be-
find the two.
Yeah, it can be tweaked out. So it has all the features of VESC, so you can set it up as you want.
You want to trade?
Yep.
What's up, Dad? You want a minute to see how much now? No, dang it. Alright, still some lunch though. What are you getting? What we got? You try this thing yet? No. It's kind of buttery, dude. I like it a lot, actually. Try it. Here.
What's the deal with it? Has it got sensors or what?
What's up?
Oh, I don't know if I like that low torque. Not the low torque, it's high torque. It's just like there's like a yeah. Interesting. Is there sensors in or you just
Yeah, there. No, man. Julian's spoiled.
Yeah, well, if you have no reason to learn a new system and you're safe and confident on one, like, that's legit. But if you want to explore and, like, try other things,
Like my XR, mate. Nothing like the XR, mate.
yeah, you got that.
Handle drops nice. It feels more like the way the motor works. It feels like there's like an edge, like you're snowboarding when you turn.
Yeah, man.
There's like an edge you can kind of like push on. It's very carby.
Because it has a narrow and round tire.
Because it's really loose in the front, but then it's also really loose on the braking, so you get like this very carby feel. If you made it more torquey faster, it would lose that carby intensity. wants to fire out of the nose drag. It's like, no, bring the nose back up. What are you doing?
Yeah, fair.
Thing makes this feel so powerful. But the funny thing is that's technically more powerful, right?
I think similar to this one, but V3 is gonna be powerful.
VXwheel! Oh, that's sick. VXwheel. Gang signs.
Thanks to the Float Life.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Float Life.